This was supposed to be a normal landing. Instead, it became one of aviation's most shocking disasters. On January 2, 2024, at Tokyo's Haneda Airport, two aircraft ended up on the same runway at the same time. What happened next stunned the world and provided a case study in both tragedy and miracles. In one corner, we have Japan Airlines Flight 516, a massive, state-of-the-art Airbus A350 carrying 367 passengers and 12 crew members. In the other, a much smaller Bombardier Dash-8 operated by the Japan Coast Guard. This wasn't just a routine flight for them. They were on a critical mission, carrying vital aid to victims of the Noto Peninsula earthquake that had struck just the day before. Their mission was one of hope and relief. The Japan Airlines jet had departed from Sapporo for a routine domestic flight to Tokyo. The journey itself was completely unremarkable. The weather was perfect, visibility was clear, and the flight was proceeding exactly as planned. Everything about the flight suggested a smooth, uneventful landing. No one on board had any idea of the danger that was waiting for them in the final few minutes of their journey. At 5:43 p.m. local time, the air traffic controllers gave the A350 instructions to line up for its final approach to runway 30 for right. Just a minute later, at 5:44 p.m., they received the crucial clearance. Japan Air 516 cleared to land. It was the green light they were waiting for. Meanwhile, on the ground, the Coast Guard Dash-8 was also given instructions. The pilot was told to hold short of the runway, meaning they were supposed to stop at a designated line and wait for the landing A350 to pass. But for reasons still under investigation, the aircraft entered the active runway. So, how could two aircraft end up in the same place without anyone noticing until it was too late? Several factors created a perfect storm. Early reports suggest the Coast Guard's Dash-8 may not have had a functioning its B transponder, which is a system that automatically broadcasts an aircraft's precise position to other planes and air traffic control. Without this, the A350's pilots wouldn't get an electronic warning about the traffic on the runway ahead. Compounding this was the environment. It was night. The runway is a complex sea of lights, and glare can make it incredibly difficult to spot a smaller, less brightly lit aircraft against the background. The huge size difference between the A350 and the Dash-8 also meant the smaller plane was much harder to see from the Airbus cockpit. The A350 crew likely never even saw it. At 5:47 p.m., just seconds after the A350's wheels touched the runway tarmac, the two aircraft collided. A massive fireball erupted, engulfing both planes and sending a streak of flame down the runway. It was a catastrophic impact. The collision was devastating for the crew of the Coast Guard aircraft. In an instant, their mission of mercy turned into a profound tragedy. 5 of the 6 crew members on board were killed in the impact and ensuing fire. Only the captain managed to escape, though he was severely injured. These were dedicated individuals who lost their lives while trying to help others in a time of national crisis. But inside the burning, crippled Airbus A350, something absolutely unbelievable was happening. The cabin filled with smoke, panic began to set in, but the cabin crew's training immediately kicked in. The plane's internal communication system was damaged, so the crew had to make split-second decisions. With several of the emergency exits blocked by fire, they managed to guide all 379 people, every single passenger and crew member, to safety using just 3 available evacuation slides. It took 18 minutes, but they did it. In what is now being called the miracle at Haneda, everyone on board Japan Airlines Flight 516 survived. This incident marks the very first total loss, or hull loss, of an Airbus A350 since the highly advanced aircraft entered service back in 2015. While the loss of the Coast Guard crew is a heartbreaking tragedy, the successful evacuation of the JAL flight stands as a powerful testament to modern aircraft safety standards, fire-resistant materials, and most importantly, the incredible professionalism and life-saving training of the cabin crew. Investigations into the precise cause of the collision are still ongoing, and it will take time to fully understand the chain of events that led to this disaster. Our thoughts remain with the families and colleagues of the fallen Coast Guard crew. If this breakdown helped you understand the complex events of that day, please like this video and subscribe to stay curious. Thank you for watching.